This is literally one of the easiest rabbit recipes that I have, because it's really a set it and forget it kind of thing. So what you want to make sure, there's not a lot of fat on rabbit, more so on domestic rabbit, especially if you keep them in cages like we do. So first things first, go through your belly flaps and make sure you've pulled off any excess fat. And then all I'm going to do is take some handy Kikkoman glaze, teriyaki glaze, and we are going to marinate these bad boys for about 24 hours. So let's get it mixed up. So I don't really have a recipe, it's just vinegar and glaze, maybe a little bit of water if I feel like I need to thin out the marinade a little bit. I really just kind of eyeball it, which I know is terrible for recipes, but you're basically going for a 2-to-1 ratio. So I do 2 parts glaze to 1 part vinegar. So if I could open this freaking bottle one-handed, which I should have done before I started the camera. So I'll basically use probably this whole bottle to marinate. I've got, I don't know, 12, 15 rabbits worth of flaps in there. So, okay, I've got to open this up, but I'll come back to it. Yep, basically the whole bottle. There is almost nothing left. This stuff is so good. And I know it's a glaze, it's not technically a marinade, but guess what? It works well like one. So, and then I'm just going to mix this in until I get it combined, because as you could see, it was separated to begin with. So I'm just going to mix thoroughly, try not to make a mess. And then we'll add this into the rabbit flaps. Yeah, I think that's pretty well mixed. You don't have any more thick spots. It's just kind of a even consistency throughout. Alright, let's get this moved over to the rabbit flap. Alright, here we go. Look at all those beauties. And you can see like the fat. There's still a little bit of fat. It's not a big deal. It's just going to take longer for that stuff to dry. And so, yes, I missed that one. So I'll pull that off. But a little bit on the edges, not a big deal. But if you find any that have bigger chunks, you want to get those off. Alright. Beautiful. Oh, look at that freaking gorgeousness. Okay. And then you're just gonna make sure all your pieces are, they stack on top of each other really easy, so you want to make sure all your pieces get well submerged and well covered into this marinade. Now, the reason I like to use vinegar, it just seems to help that marinade really get into the meat, so it's not just a top coat flavor, it's really in there. So I've done this before with a scratch recipe with just some soy sauce, brown sugar, a bit of orange juice. That works really well too. I don't have the ratios on hand off the top of my head. I'd have to actually look that up in my recipe book. But that looks pretty well mixed. So we will set this aside and just let it marinate for about 24 hours. And when it's done marinating, we'll take the next step.